I'm not sure if you all have heard about the Minneapolis individual who was shot in the neck by his neighbor after I'm gonna say months and months of being harassed. Uh, I guess temperatures finally boiled to the point where the neighbor is out uh, doing some lawn care, or not the neighbor, the guy was out doing some lawn care, and the neighbor decided to shoot from his house at the top floor of his house into this guy's neck. Uh, when I first queued this video up to share, the shooter was still in his home, unbothered, and the police, which you'll see in this first video that I share, was stating that they were basically afraid to go in and arrest him. So he stayed in his house and basically free for weeks, or I don't know how long, weeks, I believe. And I guess because of all of the outrage and outcry from the city and the guy himself, excuse me, they finally arrested him yesterday, from the day of this recording. So I'm going to share both videos. I'm going to share the original video before the guy was arrested, and then I will share the video from him being arrested. So, crazy story. I'm sure it was racially motivated. I'm not sure that they lean into that, but I'm sure it was racially motivated. They are currently leaning into the idea that the neighbor is mentally ill. But y'all let me know what y'all think either way. All right, it's Ricky Rich with Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
This was a shocking moment caught on camera. Video obtained by our NBC affiliate KARE 11 shows David Matori trimming a tree outside his Minneapolis home Wednesday when, according to court documents, a bullet was fired from his neighbor's upstairs window.
The bullet went down through my neck and then all the way back to my spine.
Matori told NBC affiliate KARE 11 he's also recovering from broken ribs and a concussion. Adding, the last 11 months since he and his wife moved in, they've been living a nightmare next door to John Shawshak. Court documents show the victim called police 19 times prior to the shooting for incidents including harassment, hate speech, and verbal threats. It also says Shawshak suffers from mental illness. Shawshak has been charged with attempted murder, but he is not in jail. Police allowing him to stay in his home because they say he's a threat to himself and others.
The likelihood of an armed, violent confrontation where we may have to use deadly force with the suspect in this case is high.
That excuse.
Dumbest excuse I've heard ever. Right? The guy shoots somebody. Damn near killed him. And is able to stay in his house simply because the police do not want conflict.
Sparking community outrage.
We have to take violent criminals off the street. So I'm not a police officer. I don't know how that gets done, but I know it needs to get done.
Police say Shawshak rarely leaves his home, and the department has not set an arrest date.
We are not going to bust the door down, guns blazing, and get into a deadly force situation, but we will.
Why not? Why not? Bust the doors down on innocent people all day, every day. Why not bust the door down, guns blazing on people who are a threat to society and have shown that they are a threat to society? I don't get it. Someone please help me understand that.
Sure, the community will be safe.
Matori says he feels the Minneapolis Police Department failed to protect his family by not arresting his neighbor when they needed them most.
if you're saying you're scared, what does that do to me? You know, like you have this body armor, you have the professional training.
Dana Griffin, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about break.
So yes, I don't get it. I can't understand it. I can't figure out for the life of me why that was okay. All right, but like I said, I am going to share this other video because of how stupid they sounded. It has been they've finally gone in and got the guy. So this is a kind of an update within the original video, if you will. So let's check this out.
A homeowner's busy doing yard work when he's shot in the neck out of nowhere. Police say the shooting was the climax of a year-long feud between the victim, Davis Maturi, and his neighbor, all over a tree straddling the property line. That's neighbor John Sawchak, in Mickey Mouse years, spreading a mysterious liquid over Maturi's yard. His antics have been the talk of the neighborhood. These wanted posters call him armed and dangerous. Cops say he suffers from a paranoid personality disorder. And get this, Sawchak wasn't hiding out. Minneapolis police knew exactly where he was, inside his house. Cops say he was known to have weapons, even explosives with him, and they didn't want to arrest him there to avoid bloodshed. The problem was, he rarely left his house.
If we did go in with a SWAT team and wound up in a deadly force situation, the headlines would read, MPD shoots a mentally ill person.
But early today, cops finally arrested Sawchak after a 5-hour siege.
John Sawchak, you are under arrest. Take it through the rear door now and follow the commands of officers.
A police vehicle called a Bearcat ripped out a window, and cops threatened to fire gas grenades into the house. That's when the 6'3" suspect finally surrendered. He's charged with attempted murder. Now cops are apologizing, saying they should have acted months ago before the shooting.
Yes, we failed this victim. He should not have been shot.
And here's another nightmare neighbor. He has a lit cigarette and a can of gasoline and waves a samurai sword.
You setting my house on fire?
Police in Houston say he first torches the house across the street, then comes to another neighbor's home. He splashes gasoline in the driveway and on a wall and sets it alight.
I got my kids in the house.
Then he stands at the end of the driveway to watch while swinging that samurai sword.
I was like, you're burning my house down and my kids in the house. Is like, yeah, so what? What you gonna do about it?
He's charged with aggravated assault.
The sword-wielding suspect is now being held on $200,000 bond.
I pray that I'm not in either one of those situations. Particularly that second one there. The first one, there's not much I don't see myself being able to do about it outside of going in there and getting myself in trouble by entering this man's house before the attack, right? I mean, outside of that, I mean, you're out cutting your lawn and the guy's upstairs shooting through the window and you know, knocks you down. Like, it's, you know, not really much you can do. The second one, though, I pray I'm never in that situation, because you know, you call the police, they'll tell you, oh, you know, we're on our way. But honestly, people like that gotta just go, man. They gotta go. They gotta go. Because if the police come and arrest this guy, yeah, he's probably in jail for few weeks, few months, whatever, but he'll be back, and I'd never be able to sleep comfortable at night or travel with my family alone or anything with the idea that this lunatic is out there and knows exactly where I live and will show up again, right? So I don't know. I really hope I'm never in these in these types of situations. For mine and my family's sake, because, you know, that could, you know, things could happen. Things against the suspects can happen. But to the original story, that sergeant or whatever, I know he tried to sound like he knew what he was talking about, but to me he just sounded dumb as hell. Just sounded dumb as hell. Yes, the person, has a mental illness and potentially has explosives and stuff in his house. Yes, you need to act accordingly. Okay, you don't want to just pull up, start running through the house, and you put yourself, the neighborhood or your officers at risk. Yes, I get that. That does not mean we just chill out for weeks and just let the guy live in his house because he quote unquote never comes out anyway. No. Set up the perimeter the same way you end up doing anyway and talk him out of the house. I don't care if it takes a week to get him out of there. Set it up and get him out of there. What are we doing here? So the safety of the individual in the house that's shooting people from his window is more important than the people that live around and are around the area, the innocent people that live around next door and around the area. There's cars driving by on that street. There could be people walking by. It's more important that y'all just leave that man alone until you feel like going in there than it is for you to neutralize the situation for the safety and the sake of the people around. That makes no sense to me. Minneapolis, at it again. You can't make this stuff up, man. This stuff literally, I mean, you can't make it up. You cannot make it up. Oh, they got a new one here. Says he's in court. How much time we got? Let's run this one real quick.
The man accused of shooting his neighbor in Minneapolis makes his first court appearance today. 54-year-old John Sawchak faces attempted murder and other charges for shooting his neighbor in the neck as he was cutting down a tree in his front yard. Fox 9's Karen Scullin with an update on this case tonight. Karen?
Well, this case, of course, has gotten very controversial. A lot of people believing Minneapolis police should have done a lot more to bring John Sawchak into custody before the shooting, especially since Davis Maturi filed 19 reports with Minneapolis about his neighbor. Today, John Sawchak faced a judge for the first time for second-degree attempted murder and other charges. He's accused of shooting his neighbor, Davis Maturi, in the neck as he cut down a tree last week in his front yard. In court today, while arguing bail, Hennepin County prosecutor brought up that Sawchak had a civil commitment in 2016 that expired in 2017, and that 10 people had filed restraining orders against Sawchak in the last 15 years. The public defender saying he denies the current allegations against him and that he has no felony convictions. The judge gave Sawchak a $1 million bail with no conditions, or $600,000 with conditions that include, in part, a 3-block no-contact order with Maturi or his wife, which means he could not live at home. He also cannot have firearms. He would be on electronic home monitoring as well. Sawchak said he could not make bail and repeatedly asked the judge how he can file a restraining order against the Maturis, who, quote, keep coming on my property. He also accuses them of stalking him. His attorney explained to him now was not the time to discuss that.
You're a vandal. Stay away from me.
The victim in this case had filed 19 reports with Minneapolis police regarding Sawchak. Maturi even documenting some of the issues on video. Those reports included vandalism, theft, and threats of violence. Sawchak was arrested yesterday after a 5-hour standoff with Minneapolis police. Currently, Sawchak remains in the Hennepin County Jail. Now, if Sawchak did make bail, the judge said she would allow him to go home for one day with a police escort to secure the home and collect some belongings. For now, though, again, he does remain in the Hennepin County Jail. We're live in Minneapolis. Karen.
Very, very interesting that you can shoot somebody in the neck, attempted murder, and be a threat to society and be given the option to be out on these streets. Am I tripping on this? Am I missing something? Right. I understand the whole idea of bail. I understand, but to me, bail should be given to people who are not proven guilty, for one, or there isn't sufficient evidence that they committed a crime, or to people who have done a non-violent crime. I can't see that someone can nearly kill somebody. I mean, 1 inch up with that gun, and this individual would have been dead. So I can't say that he wasn't trying to kill this man. And he gets a bail that offers him the ability to go get his stuff from his house and quote, not be around any guns, and he can't live in that in within 3 blocks of that house. I don't I am I missing something? I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm at a loss for words. I feel like I missed something, but y'all tell me, did I miss something? Am I tripping? Did this man just shoot somebody in the neck and is given the opportunity? Not saying that he will walk free. He claims he doesn't have he doesn't have the money to set bail, which I'm sure he does, in the form of his house. But he's given the option. Y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich of Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.